Hi, my name is Dallas and I like to say things that are awkward like my butt itches right now. And we got 3 rear scratching good stories for you today, so buckle in and here we go. Number 1. When I was 17, I lived at a boarding school. One morning I had just woken up to the terrible sound of my alarm going off at 6 a.m. It was time to get up and get ready for the day. Normally I would jump out of bed, fresh and ready to go, but this morning was different. Instead, I slowly crawled out of bed, got dressed, and went down to the cafeteria to eat. On my way there I realized I was sick, so I would have to drop by the office and report it so I could get the day off. Once breakfast was over, I went to the office, and the secretary, who was pretty hot, sat in her usual spot. So I went over to her and told her that I was sick and would like the day off. While I was standing there explaining my situation, I really had to fart, but I decided to hold it, so I didn't gross her out. She told me that I had to write my signature on a list so that I could have the day off. I am a pretty tall guy, so if I sign anything, I usually have to bend down. I bent down to sign the paper and then I farted. She definitely heard it, being that it was very loud. It was at that moment that I realized I didn't just fart. I had poop in my pants. I could feel the watery, diuretic poo soaking my underwear and running down my leg. I was so embarrassed that I just signed the paper and almost ran out of the door and back to my room. As soon as I took off my pants and my underwear, some of it fell onto the floor with an audible splat. I spent the rest of the day hiding under my blanket and almost crying from embarrassment. Number 2. One time when I was in school, I had to put on a play with some classmates. We all got in costumes and such. It was actually quite fun. It was the end of the performance and we were all changing out of our costumes. I thought I'd done the smart thing by wearing a singlet and biker shorts under my costume, so all I had to do was take it off and then put my uniform over the top of it. What I didn't realize though was how tight the dress for my costume was around my chest. I'm pulling the neck of my costume down at the same time grabbing my uniform. Because I'm focusing on grabbing my uniform, I didn't realize that I managed to pull the neck of my dress off my shoulder and also managed to pull both my singlet and my bra down with it. Being a 15-year-old girl, this was an issue. I'm standing in the corner holding my uniform with half my chest showing, completely oblivious to the fact that I'm flashing everyone. One of my friends in the class runs in front of me quickly and promptly tells me what happened. I assumed that she was the only one that noticed because no one else said anything, and I only had my breast out for like 4 seconds. Number 3. About 38 miles from my city is a beautiful area with lots of bushes and trees where there's plenty of deer, wolves, hyenas, and a plethora of birds. I really enjoy going to such places. So my buddy and I, we head out at the crack of dawn one morning to see if we can spot a chinkara. It's a type of Indian gazelle, also known as a black buck. We ended up not seeing anything, but that's just how the wild places are. Sometimes you don't see anything. Now I need to take a leak. There's no toilet, but hey, plenty of bushes. My friend keeps a lookout for me as I go behind the bushes, unzip, pull out, and start to pee. A couple of seconds later, a deer jumps out of the bushes I was peeing on. Good thing I didn't have to poop, otherwise I would have at this point. It was all over within 5 seconds. The deer ran in the opposite direction and I was completely dazed by what just happened. The pee went well, and I did later spot a deer, besides the one I just peed on, and even a rare Indian wolf, so it wasn't a complete loss. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting. And if you want to leave your epic story, please look at the comments down below or the description.